Hello, what's up, people? It's Mighty for Real back again with another one. Well, yesterday we introduced this brand new YouTube channel which is called Mighty for Real's Point. Yeah, and the whole nature of what we're going to be talking about is in the description of the channel. Now, every time I come here, like I told you, we'll have a major point to talk about. Now, today, the point is saying no to politics in sport. I'm going to say a lot of things that some people might not like, but I have to say them because if we don't say something about it, this is going to continue happening every single time. Now, how does this affect Chelsea Football Club? Obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan, and this channel is primarily inclined to the Chelsea persuasion, and this is why we're here. But like I said, generally we're going to talk about everything in life. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be pertaining football. Anyway, a year ago, Chelsea Football Club was almost put out of business, and it was not because of any wrongdoing of Chelsea Football Club, the players, management. No, none of that. The only reason Chelsea almost went out of business was because the Chelsea owner, Mr. Roman Abramovich, happened to be Russian. Now, you don't choose your nationality. We are all born in different nationalities. So, because Mr. Roman Abramovich was Russian, we came to a point whereby, now being Russian is undesirable. So everything Russian, we're going to try to attack or to meddle with or whatever. So anyway, Mr. Roman Abramovich bought Chelsea 20 years ago, and Chelsea were about to go out of business. You know, if you know your football, you know, I'm not talking about these plastic fans who don't know anything about football. Just because a football club is winning something, they say, oh, I'm a Chelsea fan, or I'm a United fan, or no, not that. Real fans know what I'm talking about. So Chelsea Football Club, around 2001, 2002, were about to go into administration. You know, it wasn't adding up. So Mr. Roman Abramovich rolled into town, bought Chelsea Football Club, wrote off all the debt, and built Chelsea, one of the biggest 5 clubs in the world right now. That's where Chelsea is at. He built it from that stage to where it is right now. And when he came in here, he passed the fit and proper criteria that they use to see if someone is able to buy a football club, own a football club and run it. He passed it, no problems. And in those 20 years, he built Chelsea from being a club, a mid-table club, to being one of the biggest 5 clubs in the world, you know. The politics came in, you know, all of a sudden, because there was this war in Eastern Europe where matters there don't concern Chelsea Football Club in any way, you know. So Mr. Roman Abramovich, being Russian, one day someone just decided, oh, hang on a minute, he cannot own Chelsea Football Club, so everything is stopped. We've got to stop this, we've got to stop this, we've got to stop this. And the Chelsea Football Club suffered for that. And as Chelsea fans suffered because of that, we have now a mediocre team as a Chelsea team that's going nowhere simply because of that decision, because that politics did interfere with sport, yeah? Which it shouldn't. So that's the first point. And this is where I was talking about yesterday, and I was saying, how has Chelsea got where it is? Now, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how Chelsea has ended up where it is, because politics has meddled into the sport. And people need to talk about this now. We need to say no to this, you know, because as football fans, the football players, We just want a game of football. We just want a game of football, you know, whereby I just want to sit, go to the stadium and watch a game of football. Now, that's the first point. And there's semi-points in this big point. Now, today, England are playing Ukraine in the Euros qualifiers. And today, I woke up to reports that a lot of fans and some big people are pushing for Jordan Henderson, ex-Liverpool captain, not to play in that game, simply because he now lives and plays for a Saudi Saudi club. And the connection here is that because Saudi Arabia, it's a criminal to be homosexual in Saudi Arabia, the LGBTQ stuff, you know what I'm talking about. So because Jordan Henderson is going over there to further his career and make some money, really. So apparently today, a lot of fans are saying if he comes on, they're going to walk out, they're going to boo him, or he shouldn't play. That pressure, that is politics again at play here. You know, he's a footballer. He just wants to play for his country. He just wants to play a game of football. So anyway, that's the other point. Now, last year, there was another incident that involved politics, again, encroaching on sport. So Wimbledon was played out last year, and someone made, the LTA, that's the association that runs tennis in this country, said, right, okay, no Russian players should play. Someone decided they shouldn't play. You know, these players just simply are Russian, you know. So a lot of them live in America, a lot of live them in France, a lot of them live in Monaco, and I think a few live in other countries. They've got nothing to do with Russia and the war that's going on there. So they were refused to play Wimbledon. And actually, the LTA, the whole thing crashed on them because, yes, they refused them to play Wimbledon, but all the other Grand Slams allowed them to play. They played in the US Open, they played in the Australian Open, they played in the French Open, you know. So the LTA stood alone. And it was embarrassing because this year they've been allowed to play. So there again, ladies and gentlemen, politics is interfering in sport. And that shouldn't be allowed. That shouldn't be allowed at all, you know, because you don't choose what nationality you are. You're just a sportsman. You just want to compete. You just want to play. And tennis is an individual game. It's got nothing to do with what country you come from. You win individual honors, and that's what it's all about. So these idiots out there are thinking they're trying to affect world affairs by introducing politics into sport. But that's a dangerous precedent right there, and we need to fight and stop that, ladies and gentlemen. Politics has to stay out of sport. That's the point today. And on another side, there's a lot of hypocrisy, you know, because on one side, Chelsea were getting banned and sanctioned, the owners sanctioned and everything because Roman Abramovich is Russian, and oh, that's really, really bad. And on the other side, Newcastle United is being bought by the Saudis. Now, the Saudis, everybody knows what goes on in Saudi Arabia. You know, I don't even want to start it. The human rights record is one of the worst in the world. You know, public beheadings, stoning, and all that. Yeah. So all this is going on. But hang on a minute. They can buy Newcastle United, and we all keep quiet. And we all know there's been pressure. There's been pressure being asserted on the Premier League to allow that sale to go through. I'm not going to bring out everything, but it's been proven there's been pressure. So this is a lot of what I'm talking about. This hypocrisy. On one side, a Russian owner cannot own a football club in England. On the other side, the Saudis can come in with their millions and buy Newcastle United and buy. You've got Man City being owned by United Arab Emirates. You know, they're the same people. Their human rights record is really, really bad. So the message today, we need to stop politics interfering with sport. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today, but we need to push this agenda. It starts from me, you, and all this needs to be stopped. So you know the channel, give us a like if you like the topic we've talked about today, and subscribe and share it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Relax.